let's get into the reviews. So what we got here, Metal Shop Masters, and you see how I have now written out of 10 Dougs, because before, like, that's how it started, right? I'm Doug, if people are not aware. It's out of 10 me's. That's the format we're going with. Okay. Sehr gute mein Junge Jugge. I hope I'm not offending anybody. I was wondering where the Dougs went. We brought them back, G-Bergs. Welcome to the Hizzy. Let's get to talking about, because I'm going to start talking about Metal Shop Masters. So this is a TV show on Netflix. I watched the whole thing. It's only 6 episodes, I believe. I'm going to look it up right now to be sure, but that's what I'm pretty sure. And maybe Wikipedia won't even know, but yeah, I'm going to look it up. And this is very similar to another show that I watched on Netflix. It has 2 seasons. I think that one's called Blown Away. And it's about glass blowing, but this one is about metal working and welding and creating art and functioning pieces out of metal. So like there's one that they make a barbecue grill and shit like that. But anyway, and a little car. That's one. That's the finale. Anyway, for the Metal Shop one, I'm talking Metal Shop Masters. We're looking up. Oh yeah, Wikipedia. I hope that everything's going smooth. Let me know if the internet or your internet is doing okay. It looks okay for me. Alright. It could maybe be just a little straighter. That's better. And that's close enough. Okay. Well. All this what is we speaking? I don't even know. Some of this is Dutch. There was some French earlier. We got some different languages. I'll try. G-Berg's bringing nerds. You got nerds like the candy? Give some here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Dan Geist Eist Net Stevie. Es tut mir leid. Mein Dusch ist nicer. Oh, did I say any of that right? I don't know. Anyway, we're talking about this show, Metal Shop Masters. G-Bergs is candy. Okay, I could make I was just debating making a really dirty joke, but let's just insert dirty candy joke here. About like eating G-Bergs or something. Anyway, I love you, Juggy. Can't breathe. Let's keep moving. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you. So this is Metal Shop Masters is what I'm talking about. It's on Netflix, brand new, to my knowledge, show. And it's a reality competition show. They get well known and like pretty good, for lack of a better term, metal workers, welders, metal artists, that kind of thing. And I forget exactly how many they start with. So it's 7. It starts with 7. So we got that right here. This is the Wiki fandom. This isn't even, I don't know if there's the real Wikipedia page. Oh, but this will have to do. And what's the difference between Wiki and Wikipedia? Because they appear to be slightly different. Maybe I sound like an absolute buffoon right now. And if so, I apologize. Anyway, yeah, it's just like, it's a reality competition show. So there'll be like, what they wanted them to make. There's the judges, there's the host. The judges, I guess, I'm assuming they're who are picking what the competition is. So each round is a different thing that they have to build, sometimes on a team, sometimes not on a team. And, oh boy, I really just needed a word that means smarty pants and Ranzelbergs. That works, doesn't it? Oh boy. Just trying to keep... Hello, is this still working for people, by the way? Hello. Hello. Whoa. Yeah. Hello. Um, it's not frozen? Let me know, people. Oh, I lost the chat. I lost all the Thanks, Twitch. Anyway, let's just keep talking about the show, because it appears to be working. So, Metal Shop Masters... Metal Shop Masters... I didn't love this. Like, I liked the art aspect of it, because that's why I watched it, obviously. That's why you watch a show like this. But I hated, like, the judges. They were really annoying. The host was a little annoying, but not as annoying as the judges. I definitely didn't like the judges more. Unfortunately, I can hear and see what you're doing right now. Oh, no. Cool person shout out. Big Daddy Human. That's my actual father there. I hope that it's working well for everybody. Okay. But yeah, it's a metal shop competition show. So they, like, I'll talk about one of the rounds. There's a few different ones. Like, they had to make a mobile, like a baby mobile basically, but way bigger. And they had to make it, obviously out of metal, because that's the fucking point of the show. But, no, I don't know. I think that anyone who, like, is not necessarily, like, because I don't know any of this shit. I know I have friends that, like, can do this kind of stuff, metalworking, but I don't really know anything about it, but it was interesting for that reason to watch it. But yeah, let's talk about why I didn't like the judges. So in reality shows, yes, they were judgmental, but hear me out. In a lot of reality shows, they do this. In cooking shows, in other shows like this with the craft, they do this, where they have 10 hours or whatever to work on a project, and then they'll be hassling them in between. And I get it. They're doing it for the TV show. But there's a way to do it less dickishly than they did it in this show. Like, in a cooking show, I feel like they're, like, making scallops or whatever. Like, oh, what you doing here? Like, I'm making scallops. And, like, that's usually most of the conversation. But in this one, they're really like, oh, wow, what the fuck's up with that? Like, they're really they're, like, harsher in this one. They're, like, felt a little, like, mean. Like, you gotta fucking get your shit together if you're gonna make it through this challenge. And it's like, just let them do it. They're like, they have a plan. They're answered your questions. They're like, I'm doing this with this. Now fuck off. But they just keep going, the judges. They're like, oh, well, you're shitty. Basically, it's just like, let them work. You gave them this small amount of time to create an extremely ambitious project. Let them finish it. Anyway, yeah, exactly. So I hated the judges. And I don't know, I didn't mind the host. He was, like, he obviously, and they usually do that with these kind of shows where they have someone who doesn't know anything about the craft, but he's just sort of, like, there to be funny, kind of. And I don't know, he wasn't funny a lot of the time, but there were a couple moments where it's like, okay, I'll give this guy the benefit of the doubt for this little period of time, but I don't know. Yeah, this show just, maybe I'll watch another season of it, because I do like these kind of shows just to see the art and stuff, and that's the most interesting part about it. But I don't know, it's definitely missing a lot of the other elements that make these shows good, like entertaining judges. That's like one of my main notes, really, that they were just kind of dicks. Fucking scallops. That's right, never forget. But you know what I'm talking about. I feel like it's much more chill on the average cooking show. There might be a little more, like, there's so many cooking shows, but, like, some of the ones that I've seen, I would say are much less intense, the judges on that, compared to this. And I don't know, I get it. I guess they have to get it done in time, but I don't know, they could have been nicer about it, and especially, like, when they're given answers, like, well, what are you doing here? Like, well, I took this thing and I put it here, and then they're like, oh, well, then they, like, talk about them, they're fucking doing shitty. Look at them putting this thing on here or whatever. Anyway, this sounds like a terrible show. I don't know. It wasn't great. Honestly, I think it could have been better. Also the judgment itself was wrong in some parts. Like, there was one point when they're on teams, and there was this one really crazy guy. The project was, they're supposed to make a grill. And it was clear, they made it pretty clear, I think, that you're supposed to make a grill out of the materials given, and then make it look like something that you would grill. But the one guy that this seemingly much more competent woman was paired with, this guy, he kept saying shit like, oh no, we're supposed to make the grill. The grill looks like the grill, and then we make a fish, and the fish goes inside the grill. And she's like, I don't think you understand, like, the project. Like, they laid it out pretty clear. We're supposed to make the grill look like the thing, so the grill should be the fish. And he was just like, no, fish go inside the grill. So they finally agree on making a banana leaf. It was sort of like a compromise, like, okay, well, we can make this grill kind of look like a banana leaf and then put the fish inside. And I don't know, this guy was like fucking up all the way, and you can tell he was kind of being a D-bag, and you're like, and then that team was like, that team was under the most scrutiny. They're like, okay, we're gonna eliminate someone from this team, but only one out of these two people. I'm like, okay, they'll keep the competent lady, and they'll leave this crazy, and they'll get rid of this crazy old guy. But no, they kept the crazy old guy. I was like, that guy did a shittier job. So I don't know. There were certain judgment calls I didn't agree with. I don't agree with really who won. And I also think they should have taken into account in the final, not to give away anything, I think they should have like talked about every project that the two finalists made and took it all into account instead of just being like, okay, this last one, we're just talking about this one. But like, I get why, but I still think that they should take their whole body of work into consideration. Oh boy. Are we frozen? That's what I've heard. Crazy old guys are entertaining. To be fair, he did say some funny shit. Like, the judges were like, because he welded the fish onto the grill, and they're like, can you take the fish out? It's like, no. It's like, why can't you take the fish out? And he's like, well, I wanted it to be like that. I wanted to weld it like that. And it's like, man, they're gonna eliminate this guy, but they didn't. And I was like, what? But anyway, that's what I've heard. Crazy old guys are entertaining. Biggest only criticism is the judges are too mean. I have a little more criticism, and I've said a little bit of stuff, mainly about the judges, but also the rules. Okay, so the first round, there's two different people that were confused about the rules. Apparently you couldn't bring any pre-manufactured things, and you couldn't bring any pre-welded thing. Someone brought some pre-welded shit, and they had to cut it all up and sand it down and re-weld it, and then the other person had like pre-manufactured gears and shit, and you weren't supposed to have that. But I don't know. I feel like if 2 people out of 7 didn't understand the rules, that maybe the rules weren't clear enough. That's right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the rules weren't clear enough. So that's another little bit of scrutiny. Okay, fuck this metal show. Let's move on. I don't have much more to say about it. I don't want it to crash. Hello. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked it, but it kind of sucked. The cool part is the fun metal. Like, they make a cool like Bison car, and there's a cool like Doomsday vehicle, and there's like a cool like fucking amazing mobiles, and it's, I don't know, it's a cool looking shit, and it's interesting to like learn a little bit. But yeah, judges are too mean. They made some bad calls, in my opinion, and one of the best guys is Ivan, and I think he was the only one who had like a name tag on his jumpsuit. I thought that was funny, but he was cool. But yeah, that's my main scrutiny. Is that I already said it. Let's move on. But yeah, the judges made bad calls. The judges are shitty. Let's move on. Okay, I'm gonna rate it. Ooh, here we go. Okay. Okay, but yeah, not the best, not, but like not the worst. Like I didn't hate it, otherwise it would get below 5 dogs. That is how this works. Um, but yeah, could have been. It definitely could have been better. The rules weren't that clear. Like I said, was the other thing. And the judges. Those are the main things. So. The judges were annoying, they were making bad calls, they were being too much a dicks to the contestants. And yeah, definitely not picking the right people, like, for winners a lot of the time. Anyway, 5.5 out of 10 dogs. Oh, there shouldn't be an apostrophe, is what you're saying. Isn't it plural, not possessive? Oh! I don't know, it is my rating. I don't know. I'm leaving the apostrophe. Good. I can do what I want. Fuck you, Grandma Nazi. Boom. Oh, I'm just kidding, Dad. I love you. But we are moving on. They are his dogs. Yeah, Stevie gets it. If it's too much for Hugh to handle, we'll take out the apostrophe. But Stevie and I know that there's a secret ghost apostrophe. Anyway, just like there are ghost bananas here, you can't see bananas. You didn't ask about it yet, Stevie, but you always ask about bananas. So I'm going with these are ghost bananas, and they're here. They're not mean ghosts. They're nice ghosts. Okay, anyway, moving on. That's Metal Shop Masters. 6 episodes on Netflix. 5.5 out of 10. Moving on.